Welcome to the Cryptonomatron. Today's review is on Gems ICO. Now, what is Gems? It's a decentralized mechanical Turk powered by Ethereum. No, it's not a Turkish person. No, it's nothing to do with the Ottoman Empire. It is actually a microtask platform, decentralized microtask platform that aims to compete with Crowdflower and Amazon Mechanical Turk, or MTurk as it's known. So let's take a look at it in depth, starting off with their promo video to explain better how it actually works and what it intends to do.
Millions of people earn money online completing microtasks. Microtasks are simple online tasks that require human judgment, like labeling objects in photos, and are oftentimes part of a larger unified project like deep learning. Right now, microtask employers are overpaying by 500 to 1,500%, and workers are being paid next to nothing. Where is the money going? The reality is that socioeconomic inefficiencies are introduced by current centralized microtask platforms, like Amazon Mechanical Turk and Crowdflower, which ultimately hurts both workers and requesters. Issues plaguing the microtask industry are plentiful. In order to ensure accurate results, 5 to 15 workers are asked to perform the same tasks, thus making the entire process economically inefficient. This wastefulness we call consensus by redundancy. Furthermore, not having access to a bank account prevents millions of eligible workers from participating in the labor pool. Finally, existing marketplaces often take upwards of 40% in fees. Introducing Gems. With the Gems protocol, we envision a completely different world. The Gems protocol allows anybody to tap into the power of scalable microtask workers without needing to worry about task verification, trust, or payments. Gems eliminates consensus by redundancy through the use of staking and trust scoring mechanisms that ensures task accuracy and completion. Gems introduces a payment system that reduces transaction fees and is accessible to anybody in the world that is computer literate and has a working internet connection. And Gems cuts out the middlemen, who take outrageous fees. What's more, anyone can build on top of Gems, creating innovative verification methods, decentralized applications, or reusable task interfaces, all with the benefit of the Gems protocol. Finally, a global solution that benefits all network participants and makes microtasks more efficient while treating everyone fairly. Gems, the protocol for decentralized mechanical Turk.
As far as competition is concerned, there are two main players in the microtask industry, and they are Amazon, who have their Mechanical Turk platform, and that is a workforce 24/7. You can get them to do whatever microtasks you need done, and similarly, they do employ people to perform these microtasks. The other one that came to my attention was Crowdflower. It's slightly different from Amazon Mechanical Turk, although it's a similar platform. It does also hire people to perform microtasks on the internet. As far as I know, there are no other decentralized platforms that want to implement a Mechanical Turk system. Gems appears to be the only one, but again, if you do know of any others, please post below. It helps me and it helps everybody else as well. Be aware of the competition, be aware that there might be other options out there. I'm sure Gems will not be the first, won't be the last, and even if they are the first. So please, if you know of any others, post below and let us know. So we can see here the differences between Gems and the current existing solutions, Amazon MTurk and Crowdflower. There will be no fee per task for Gems. There will be no researcher sign-up fee, which MTurk implements, but Crowdflower doesn't. There will be no redundant tasks. As it's a blockchain, it will automatically properly sort out all the tasks that need to be completed, so there won't be 5 to 15 workers working on the same task. There will only be one until it's complete and then confirmed complete. It will be open to the unbanked, as you will be paid in GEMS tokens, which neither of the other platforms can say. And it will be open source, which obviously the other platforms will not be, as they are centralized profit-making companies. And it will be easy to sign up, as you won't need to do all this lengthy verification and everything else. So just to add to the competition section, I did actually find another decentralized platform for microtasks, and this was StormX, which was recently at ICO, I believe. Now, without going into too much detail, they are using the Ethereum blockchain as well, and they do mention Amazon's Mechanical Turk, Fiverr, Upwork, etc. So while potentially very different from the GEMS platform, they are trying to help users earn micropayments. Now, while Storm Token has StormPay, the app for microtasks, there was another one that I noticed that came up when I typed decentralized into Google, and this was the utask.io, which is proposed to be built on the District 0x platform as a district. And they claim the Mechanical Turk and microtask market, is huge, but still quite centralized. Big companies such as Amazon, Turk, and Fiverr have lots of people doing it. There are also some P2P solutions, yet no one's really disrupted this using the blockchain. So while this is not, I think, being put on the District 0x platform, it was proposed. So I thought I'd bring it to your attention. So there are four main problems that GEMS have identified that they want to solve. And problem number one is, of course, high fees. So both Crowdflower and mTurk charge requesters who submit tasks to be performed, adding downward pressure on the amount workers can potentially be paid. So essentially, the fees are high and maybe not rewarding enough to do the task at hand. So problem number two they've identified is participation. Workers in the microtask economy currently need to be approved before they can start work. For example, the approval process for Amazon mTurk demands identification, which introduces delays in improving workers and human technical errors in the identification process. Crowdflower forces you to jump through multiple portals and eventually asks you to link up with your Facebook account, which shares all of your public information with Crowdflower. So those of you who do not have a Facebook account or don't want to share that information, it's not a viable solution. Problem number three is payments. The payment processes on existing centralized platforms are not conducive for the unbanked. So you have to have a bank account, you need to be able to pay, make or receive payments. So to receive payments on the mTurk, workers need to have a bank account for transfers, be willing to wait for checks or deposits, be willing to wait some form of gift card that's not necessarily useful for their current situation. So it's a very convoluted and difficult process. Crowdflower, however, makes payments via PayPal. Now, while PayPal is a slightly better option, I'm sure you can agree with that, it too has its problems. I personally don't like using PayPal at all. I've been quite outspoken about the platform before. However, you know, it's still a problem for the unbanked because you still need to be still need to have a bank account to be able to sign up for a proper PayPal account. So that's not an ideal situation at all. Problem number four is usability. Now, designing for crowdsourced microtasks is difficult, and this is in part due to maintaining an interface that doesn't necessitate high computer literacy. So with that being said, the interface can certainly be improved. It's widely known that Amazon mTurk's UI UX is quite dated, and a Microsoft study determined that the interface was severely undeserving of its user base at the time. So you have to be a little bit computer literate to be able to use the interfaces, and obviously that is going to restrict a lot of people from participating in the work. So their aims now, they want to build a decentralized, open source, human task crowdsourcing protocol built on top of the Ethereum blockchain. So using the Gems protocol, anyone can tap into the power of scalable microtask workers without needing to worry about task verification, trust, or payments. So Gems is designed to disincentivize malicious actors and reward fair players. It's a meritocracy, much like all the other blockchain ecosystems that are worthwhile. The Gems protocol is comprised of a staking mechanism to ensure task completion, a trust mechanism to track worker integrity, and a payment system to reduce transaction fees. The GEM token, or GEM, is a multi-utility token. It fuels the Gems protocol. Gems uses its token mechanism to enforce the behavior of all participants instead of being regulated by a single centralized operator. So the issues that they address, they remove the middleman who takes a large fee. They verify the accuracy of results from crowdsourced tasks. They supply and build reusable interfaces. They remove the need for existing banking infrastructure, and they properly incentivize and decentivize miners and requesters. So the Gems solution to the problem of fees is that they will not be charging a centralized fee for transactions on the platform. The only cost on the Gems platform will be the gas that's used on the Ethereum network. As to the problem of participation, users do not need to verify their identity to complete tasks. You'll be able to sign up and take part and work straight away. The number 3 problem was payments. And of course, if you're unbanked, that's very difficult. So the Gems solution will be, you will be paid on the blockchain in Gems tokens. Usability, again, they have a solution for that. They are going to have open source software, open source UI, UX, and the modules as well, which will allow developers and anybody else to get in and improve. If they think they can do a better job or make it better to use for most people, you can get in and actually improve it yourself. So that's another solution to the usability. Hopefully it'll bring more people into using the platform, as it will simplify the process. So I found this excellent article from Tech Republic, and it has a Turker, I think that's what they call them, called Kirsty Milland, and she's based in Toronto in Canada, and she explains what Turking is and how she works, how much she earns. So it's a very good article. It also goes into the potential market. So I'll leave the link below in the description. It's worth reading if you're interested in investing in this platform. So more than 500,000 people are signed up to work for this Amazon Mechanical Turk, according to the website. The numbers don't actually reveal how many people use the crowd working platforms, so we don't know whether it's a full-time gig or something people do to earn cash on the side. But I did find this little snippet. The World Bank report, the global opportunity in online outsourcing, estimated that the 2 large microtask platforms, Amazon mTurk and Crowdflower that we've mentioned, had a combined annual gross revenue of about $120 million in 2013. Professor Vili Ledonverta, Associate Professor and Senior Research Fellow at Oxford Internet Institute, estimates this is about 5 to 10% of the overall online crowd labour market. But again, stresses the difficulty of sourcing accurate figures that account for employment via non-English language platforms globally. So, estimating it's about maybe $1.2 billion globally, and that's probably going to grow with the increase in AI and the requirement for these crowdsourcing services. Let's take a quick overview of the ecosystem and how it's going to operate. So the Gems protocol, through validating task completions with the Gems staking mechanism and enabling miners to have a reusable trust mechanism through the Gems trust score, that will enforce the compliance of the network participants. So the Gems protocol will enable the creation of various platforms that are built on top of it. Platforms that are created have no intrinsic fee imposed by the Gems protocol. They broaden the scope of the labour supply and they eliminate inefficiencies in the marketplace. Now, Gems allows any application to utilise efficient online scalable workforces. So this is a new paradigm for the online microtasking industry, and let's take a closer look at what it's going to achieve and how. So first of all, they have the Gems staking mechanism. So the Gems staking mechanism will provide a disincentive for malicious actors. So it will enhance the efficiency of the Gems network. So through the staking mechanism, which is based on Ethereum smart contracts, miners, requesters, and the verifiers stake tokens on the validity of their work and against the validity of others' work. So that provides a palpable disincentive for doing tasks incorrectly. It means it incentivizes everybody to do the right thing. There will be the Gems trust score. So depending on how reliable an individual on the network is, they will receive a trust score. And this will be the history of completing tasks accurately, efficiently, and consistently. It will be linked to the network participants' Ethereum wallet address, and trust scores are not easily bootstrapped. Miners need a long proven track record to obtain a high score. So you won't just be able to sign up, do a couple of tasks, and away you go. Again, this is a meritocracy. It rewards people that use the ecosystem in the correct manner, and those that do use the ecosystem properly will benefit accordingly. So the Gems platform and modules, the first app using the protocol is of course the Gems platform, which is the marketplace for matching the miners and the requesters. So the miners in this case are the people performing the tasks. The requesters are the people that need the task performed. Okay, so the Gems platform doesn't charge a central fee. It utilizes the Gems token and Gems protocol, eliminates existing economic inefficiencies that we've just demonstrated, and modules, which are reusable interfaces for completing specific tasks, are interfaces that are built on top of the Gems platform. So you'll be able to access the platform using another module. So the payment system, then transactions on the Ethereum network are obviously not free. They require gas. In the last few days, they've gone up again due to network congestion, unfortunately, but that's the nature of the beast with Ethereum at the moment. So to allow for micropayments and staking without using gas, the Gems protocol uses a system of payment channels. Payment channels allow for secure off-chain payments without using gas and for the grouping of those payments on the blockchain at a later date. So they use a side chain essentially to conduct all the microtransactions so that you're not paying high levels of fees or gas for everything that you do. So I don't want to spend too much time trawling through the tech. You can read the white paper, of course, if you're interested to see how it works, if you're a budding developer or you're just curious, or you're an investor like me, want to see what is actually behind this project, what are the meat and potatoes involved. You must read the white paper, of course. Don't be silly, guys, come on, you know, read the white paper. Even if you don't understand it, read it, try and understand it, try to get a grasp of what the dev team are trying to do with the project. Now, as we've seen quite recently, there have been cases of white paper plagiarism in the industry, so it's important to read it, be familiar as much as you can with it, so that you can roughly understand what it is you're about to invest in. So I won't go into too much detail with the tech. As I said, you can read it yourself. That's not the purpose of this review. It's not to disseminate all the technological aspects of the platform or nitpick through what could or could not be possible or what may be difficult to implement. That's not my job here. I'm just giving you a rough overview. Always do your own due diligence. If you're technically minded, you'll know better than I probably, and you'll have a better grasp on it. So always take into account everything that you can before investing in a platform. So let's take a quick look at the tech. The Gems modules are interfaces that are built on top of the Gems platform, as we discussed in the last chapter. And the fact is, anybody can build on these. They will be open source, and this is a good thing because it will make it more intuitive for users. The more people that actually contribute to the modules on the platform. So the first module, the artificial intelligence module, the Gems team will first build modules that revolve around AI tasks. They are starting with the artificial intelligence tasks as they believe there's a large need for labeled data in this growing industry. So they believe that data is the currency of the future. I wouldn't disagree with that. The need for data and specifically scalable annotation services comes from the wide adoption and use of machine learning and specifically deep learning, which are both subsets of artificial intelligence. So AI, as we know, is the development of computer systems that are able to perform tasks that normally require humans. Machine learning is enabling the machines to learn and improve, and deep learning is a subset of machine learning that utilizes a vast amount of data that's fed through neural networks to allow software to train itself to perform tasks. So it's a clever system to start to eliminate the inefficiencies and make all the processes better. So if we scroll down, we have the Gems staking mechanism here in the white paper. So as miners accomplish microtasks, the validity of the work obviously must be verified. The two distinctions of what causes errors are malicious actors who are looking to game the network and not doing the task properly but still expecting the reward, and those who simply misunderstand the task. So the staking method for the miners, requesters that are requesting the task to be performed can require miners to stake a token or a fraction of a token on the task, and they use the smart contract. So the staking method for verifiers, instead of having an abundance of miners duplicating the task as with the existing platforms, they propose a method of using verifiers that look through the tasks and verify the validity of the work. And requesters can specify whether they require verifiers, how many are needed, and before the work is considered accurate and complete. So a simple model of the system is here. We have the miner, or the person that's doing the task, and essentially what happens in this system here is if the miner is correct, the reputation increases, the stake is then released, the miner gets paid. If the miner is wrong and the verifier finds out that it's not good enough, the stake will be held. The miner has a single chance to retry the task, so in case it was a mistake or a genuine mistake, he can always go back and perform it better. And if the task is not performed accordingly, then the reputation of the miner will decrease. So to prevent requesters who are malicious, they have to stake their gems incentivization pool for each task that they want completed. So having requesters put their reward in escrow ensures that they do not act in bad faith by reporting successfully completed tasks as incorrect. The trust mechanism, each participant, as we explained before, will have a trust score that will be linked to their Ethereum address. The trust mechanism is obviously essential for permitting the miners to earn the privilege of becoming a verifier, so you'll have to build up as a miner to eventually become a verifier. And the trust mechanism will also protect miners and verifiers from poorly designed or fraudulent requesters. The trust mechanism, they say, helps the network discern between malicious actors and simple mistakes. Malicious actors detected through the trust mechanism will be banned from the platform. So the payment system, it groups payments in as few transactions as possible to allow for cost-efficient staking and the micropayments. As work is approved through the Gems network, earnings and stakes are released through a payment channel to miners and verifiers. Additionally, when starting a task, miners and verifiers send their stake via payment channels. At any time, the miner or verifier can receive the balance they are owed from the payment channel. Likewise, requesters can receive the balance of the stakes they are owed from the payment channel too. So Gems do have a pre-alpha prototype or demo that demonstrates the core essentials, and you can see there's a little video here of how it actually works, and you can go in and actually test it and find out how it works yourself. So that's good. I always like to see projects that have at least a minimal viable product, and this is no exception. So how are the tokens used? Well, as we've already discussed, they will be used to stake for tasks to be completed. So requesters can stake tokens behind a task that they want miners to complete. They will also be used as rewards for performing the task successfully. They will be used also as rewards for verifying that the tasks are done correctly. And as such, they will be staked against the validity of your work and against others' work. So essentially, this proves the meritocracy in the system, and you basically put your money where your mouth is. You put your tokens where your work is, and against others if you think they're incorrect. If you're a verifier, you stake your tokens against that work you think is not done correctly. So to join the token sale, you need to take part in the proof of care, which is they call the Gems Community Program, and it's the only way to secure your spot in the Gems pre-sale or token sale. So Basically what you have to do is you have to join the Gems Telegram group and demonstrate that you will use the Gems protocol and contribute to its ecosystem. You also have to help the Gems platform grow, share that you care, and basically share the Gems mission with others who can use the Gems protocol, much like I'm doing in this video today. Now, you've only got another 24 hours to do this. I'm sorry that this video was late, but I'm trying to do as many ICO reviews as possible. I just can't do them on demand, guys. It takes a long time for me. So there are a few ways you can actually get people to, or you can share the Gems mission and get people to participate. One is invite people to the Gems Telegram. Another is write a blog post. Another is make a YouTube video, much like this one. Another one is drive constructive discussions in the Telegram and beyond, actually actively taking part in the social media and the community, and any other innovative ideas that you think are worthwhile. There is a form to complete. I'll leave this link below, and be quick, because as I said, you've got probably less than 24 hours to take part. As I say, I'm sorry for the late video, but that's just the way it is. Things are coming quick and fast in the crypto community these days, and I'm struggling myself to keep up. So the token sale date has not been set yet, and neither of the token metrics. They will be set in the coming days, so keep an eye on the blog. They will have a pre-sale. The hype is high with this one, so it's going to be difficult to get in if you haven't done proof of care. I expect that you probably won't get in if you haven't taken part in the community. So as I said, be quick, and they will announce the token sale details in due course. So again, there's no bounty campaign per se. However, they are doing a community program, which is a proof of care, and you need to take part to get your place in the ICO. As I said in the last chapter, there's only 24 hours to go on this, and you'll need to be quick if you want to get in. So please go back to the last chapter if you haven't watched it already, and check out the ICO details. It gives you more information about how to participate in the Gems community program. So looking at the roadmap, the pre-alpha was released on December the 1st, 2017. They have a demo, as I mentioned, you can check it out. The community program to participate or get your spot in the ICO ran from December the 14th until today. Today's the last day. Going forward, they will have a Gems Alpha on the Ropsten testnet, and that will happen on or before January the 8th. I'm not sure if it has happened already. I'm pretty sure it has. And then the front end open sourced, that will happen before January the 8th as well. Mid-January, the pre-sale interest will be signaled for the Gems token sale, so the details will be released. And token metrics will be announced, and Gems pre-sale allocation awarded sometime mid-January. So everybody that's taking part in the community program will receive an email to notify them about what's going to happen. Then late January, early Feb, the pre-sale and subsequent token sale will take place, and then Gems will be on mainnet upon completion of the token sale. So not too long away, not too far away. Module signaling and iterative development will also happen upon completion of the token sale. So everything really going to happen in Q1 2018, including protocol improvements, staking, trust score, new methods, etc. Jobs creation API will also happen in Q1. So a lot of things going on. This project really going to kick off and really move forward in the next 2 to 3 months. A quick look at the team now. The O'Reilly brothers seem to be the co-founders here on this project. We have Rory on the left, and he studied psychology and economics at Harvard before dropping out. He left to found gifts.com. He is a Thiel Fellow and Forbes 30 Under 30 recipient for his expertise in consumer tech. Before he dropped out, however, Rory was named one of Harvard's most impressive 19 students by Business Insider. Kieran, on the other hand, studied computer science at Harvard University, and prior to Gems, Kieran co-founded Gifts.com as well as its chief technical officer. Gifts.com, if you don't know, is an online video editing and artificial intelligence company with clients such as Google, Netflix, and Autodesk, amongst others. So Kieran was also recognized by Forbes in their under 30 list and is also a Thiel Fellow. The advisory body They have recruited Biz Stone, who is the co-founder of Twitter and also the co-founder of Medium. So he's probably the MVP out of the whole all-star team here. He was named as Entrepreneur of the Decade, and Time listed him as one of the 100 most influential people in the world. Nothing more to be said there, really. We've also got Joey Krug there from Pantera Capital, also the co-founder of Augur, which is a decentralized prediction market built on the Ethereum platform, if you don't know already. Ben Maurer there is the co-founder of reCAPTCHA, you know, those horrible little things that we hate doing. And also he's worked at Facebook. And Luis Cuende there, co-founder of Aragon, co-founder of Stampery, and Joe Ergo, co-founder of District 0x and the founder at Sorcerers. So good experience, and they've all been involved in proven projects. I think this team, though small, is very, very capable, and this is good for the project going forward. I like this team, I like this project. I think they can definitely implement what they say they're gonna do. So as far as I could gather, I don't think they have any partners. Certainly don't have any major partners. They do have a good advisory body, as we just saw, but partners in the way of partnerships, nothing's been established yet. It may be the case that they can forge forward on their own, being the first decentralized platform for performing microtasks. So they may not need any big partnerships to make them successful. However, they may come later on, so keep your eye out. But as it stands at the moment, I couldn't find any information about partnerships or any teaming up with existing companies. So onto the community support now. They are very active in the community. In fact, the community has really decided for them to have an ICO, as I don't believe they initially planned to have one. But the community is pushed and pushed and pushed. And as such, Rory has announced they are going to have one. So they are very active on Medium, the blog site. Plenty of posts there detailing everything. The last one was on January the 5th, after the holidays. And they detail everything that they're doing. Any new advisors that come on board and any updates are on the blog. On the Telegram, and again, you know I like my Telegram as an indication of how many people support the project. They have over 20,000, in fact they've almost got 21,000 members now, which is a spectacular effort from them, and it keeps growing. Again, their community proof of care system will allow the community to grow, so I think that's a very important thing that we have to point out, is that they're interested in getting the community on board for further development. The Telegram is extremely busy, loads of things going on there, so very exciting to see. And they're also on YouTube, where I downloaded their introductory video, and you can see that earlier on. There's timestamps in the description below, so you can skip to what section of the video you want to look at. And finally, they are on Twitter as well, and they have 5,222 followers on Twitter, and they post tweets on a regular basis, so very nice. I see somebody's got some new tattoos. So now to my verdict. First, as usual, the positives that I see in this ICO. Well, number one is, you know I like my working products. They've got one. It's already in alpha, pre-alpha, and it's going to be tested soon on the Ropsten testnet. Number two, it's a skilled team. They've already done a previous project that's very similar in nature, and they have a very good advisory body. True, it is a small team, but too many cooks sometimes can spoil the broth. Number three, they have a unique idea. There isn't another decentralized platform for this type of work, so this is absolutely unique, and this is where they really stand alone. They have no decentralized competition yet, so essentially they will be the first, and that's a good thing, as they will be pioneers in this space. Number five, I've noted that they have excellent community support across the board. All of their channels are very well supported, not only from their own point of view, from posting every day and contributing, but they also have thousands of people following them on Telegram, which means the interest in this ICO is high. and obviously there's a lot of hype behind this one at the moment, and it's going to blow up when it hits the exchanges, in my opinion. Number 7, there is a real use case for the tokens. They do actually do something on the ecosystem. It's not just a tokenized model for something that doesn't need a token. And to compound that, participants, whether they are verifying or staking or whatever they're doing, they can earn by performing the micro tasks within the ecosystem. So there's an actual value for you to take part in the Gems platform. Number 9, they are truly disruptive to the competition. They potentially could take a large market share from Amazon and Crowdflower, both of whom probably enjoy quite a large revenue from doing these services. And number 10, proof of care that ensures that only those that contribute to the Gems community program can take part in the ICO. Now, I like this. It means that people have to actually be active in spreading the word and building up the interest and the knowledge about the product. Number 11, they have a very short roadmap. We're not going to have to wait till 2025 to actually see a working product. They've already got one going, and it'll be implemented within Q1 2018. You know, even if they don't, it's not going to be that long afterwards that they get it going if they're subject to delays. So very short roadmap. I like that. It means you won't have to wait long to realize the potential of this project. At number 12, what I liked about this, from a non-technical standpoint, they have a very easy to read and understand white paper. It does go into some technicalities, which I did not really get into in the ICO review, but it's very easy for me as a layman to understand and go through. As ever, there are negatives for this ICO, and the biggest one so far is the token metrics are not released yet, so I can't really give you a complete review of this ICO. The fact is that I need to know the token metrics, whether I'm going to, you know, to give me a decision whether I can invest and give a real score to you guys, give my real opinion. And because we don't know the token metrics yet, I'm going to have to give them a preliminary score and then maybe come back and revisit this review once the metrics are announced. So number 2, the Gems community, or the proof of care to participate on the whitelist, means that there's often less balanced views on ICOs. And what I mean by this is there's a tendency to overlook or brush over any of the negative aspects of the ICO. This one doesn't have too many, you know, so that's it stands in its favor. But from the other proof of care ICOs that I've watched and I've noted, it's a lot of the video reviews and a lot of the blog reviews and the posts are very positive, glowing with praise. They don't really get to the nitty-gritty, and they don't give a balanced opinion because they're too worried that they won't get the space on the whitelist. So that's an issue for me there. Number 3, it will be difficult to get a part in this ICO as spaces will be limited. Again, you'll be subject to the Gem community. You have to contribute that, which is no bad thing, but it will be difficult to get involved here. And number 4, I see this as a negative. It wasn't originally intended to be an ICO. It was just going to be a project, and the community sort of pressured them into having an ICO, from what I could understand. So I see that as a negative, because if they set out to launch an ICO, they're basically completing their mission. But it seems like they've been led a little bit by their community, which I don't believe is a good thing. So those are the negatives. Not too many of them, and maybe I'm nitpicking with a couple, but there we go. So my verdict overall is, I'll tell you what, I'll do it for a caravan. Now, if you can tell me the movie that's from, you'll understand why I picked it to quote there. I'm giving this 3.5 out of 5 stars. If I knew the token metrics, it could be more, it might be less if the tokens are too expensive. So I had to give it a sort of balanced view based on what I know and what is available to me at the moment. So when the token metrics get released, I may revisit and add another chapter to the end of this review. So we can have a more balanced opinion whether it's a good investment or not. So that's my opinion on the Gems ICO. Hope you enjoyed the video. As ever, I'm not a financial advisor. This is not financial advice. Please don't take it as financial advice. It's not meant. It's just my opinion. If you're going to invest, please Only invest what you can afford to lose. Invest wisely, invest cautiously, and always do your own due diligence and do your own research. It's very, very important. If you like a project, I might not. So don't take my opinions as verbatim, or investment advice for that matter. So there we are. I appreciate the likes, guys. I appreciate the subscriptions. The channel is growing fast. If you've got any questions, I try to answer them, but I can't answer them all. I am sorry. I've only got limited time in the day. Thanks for watching. I'll be back later with another review.